So we've talked about Ben 10 more than almost anyone on YouTube at this point, but we've never talked about his mortality. That's right, it's easy to rank his aliens, feats, moments when he's alive and well, but how about the times he's actually died on screen? Well, it's happened more times than you'd think, so today I'd like to go through and count down the top 5 best executed scenes throughout the franchise when Ben died, either being killed by an enemy or of his own volition. Let's do this.
Kevin, you wouldn't!
In an epic episode from Ultimate Alien, Absolute Power, Ultimate Kevin is on an absolute rampage, seeking revenge on anyone who did him wrong and absorbing any power he can get. In the second last confrontation of the two-parter, Kevin's up against Echo. The Echoes have him in a wall of sound for a second, but Kevin uses his smorgasbord of powers to destroy these duplicates one by one, and instead of just duplicating more, Ben just takes it like a wimp. Eventually he gets to the last one, and with zero remorse or mercy, Kevin laser blasts him, killing him for good. Well, or so we think, as Ben has one hidden in the trunk of his car. But imagine how bad it would have been if he didn't.
Ben! It's just a gadget! Be the hero!
The only Omniverse scene on this list, this scene involves the death of many Bens, as the Chronosapien time bomb engulfs the world. Every Ben with a watch, from Ben 10,000 to Ben 23 to Gwen 10, is killed instantly by this rupture. Even Prime Ben dies, who ends his Omnitrix to No Watch Ben, who escapes with Paradox. Before No Watch Ben can escape, Prime Ben drops one of the top 3 sickest lines in Ben 10. It's just a gadget, be the hero! Love that. In the episode Enemy of My Frenemy from Ultimate Alien, the gang fight Charmcaster in Ledger Domain, her domain, and come to regret it deeply. As Ben turns into Chromostone to break this machine that harnesses all the living things in this world to bring Charmcaster's dad back to life, Chromostone is caught in the energy and literally vaporizes away in a shocking and gruesome display. His screams of agony are hard to watch, as he materializes away and falls to the ground as Ben, a ball of energy leaving his body, implying his death. As Charmcaster blasts Gwen, Kevin jumps in front of her and is also killed by the blast. Gwen goes full Anodite, which Charmcaster wanted the whole time, as she takes her life too. Later in the episode, the gang comes back to life, as Charmcaster's dad is horrified by this ghoulish trait of life, and they get the hell out of Ledger Domain while the getting is good. The only episode from Alien Force here is from one of my personal guilty pleasure episodes, Vengeance of Vilgax. In this episode, the gang tracks down aliens that have escaped the Omnitrix, following a failed hacking attempt. This all culminates with the return of Vilgax, the biggest and baddest Ben 10 villain of them all. Ben's arrogance and naivety is put to the test, as Vilgax is 10 times stronger than in the classic series. Ben fights him for a bit, but gets his ass handed to him until Kevin and Gwen find Waybig, which Ben absorbs back into the Omnitrix. He accidentally turns into Chromostone, and is promptly defeated by Vilgax. It's kind of a weird scene, because at first he wins, but then Vilgax absorbs his energy into his sword, which all crystallizes or something, and then Ben just gives up and kneels before Vilgax, instead of just transforming into something else. But the thing is, the scene where Vilgax kills Ben is shot and executed so damn perfectly. We see reaction shots of everyone involved, including the gang and Grandpa, and it's in a hand-to-hand combat scenario with Ben's arch-nemesis. As Siphon hands the Omnitrix to Vilgax, it comes to life, floating and spinning and emitting light, as his failsafe turns Ben into Diamond Head, who promptly annihilates Vilgax. If it's all about the way the death is portrayed, this scene is number 1. But since the logic as to why we got there is so flawed, we'll shelve it to number 2 for the time being. So what is number 1? And the darkest Ben 10 death scene comes from one of the weirdest and most terrifying episodes in the franchise, The Ultimate Sacrifice. After Ben's ultimate aliens become sentient and seek their freedom from the Ultimatrix, in the Ultimatrix, Ben decides to kill himself, for some reason, by jumping into a pit of fire. Talk about metaphors. Because that will free these aliens. Forget the billions of lives that will be lost without Ben to protect the Earth. No, 8 ultimate aliens who we didn't even know were real beings until 5 minutes ago are way more important to Ben. And what if he just jumped and nothing happened? Just died for nothing? Yeah, the logic doesn't make much sense, but the way this scene comes together is just so dramatic and shot so beautifully. Ben accepts his fate, saying bye to Gwen for the last time, as the Ultimates stand over the edge, as Ben jumps with honor and goes out on his own terms, jumping in with a sick pose as the music crescendos into this final climax. Just perfect. And that was the top 5 times Ben 10 died, supposedly. A bit of an ominous video, I can't lie, but very powerful scenes indeed. What do you think? Which moment stands out to you? Was there one I left out that you liked? Let me know all your thoughts and rankings in the comments down below, and be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.